Good evening. Welcome back to the Suit Up Sneak Picks podcast. Delighted I am. This is a wonderful day for all Star Wars fans. Welcome to the show. My name's Lo from California. With me, as always, is Mr. Crockpot Dives from Philly. How are you doing, Dives? Are you as happy as I am? I think you are.
What a day to be a Star Wars fan, man. One of the best mornings before work I've had in a long, long time. Star Wars is freaking back. Let's talk about it.
Let's go! And with us, as always, on these Book of Boba Fett reviews, we have our good friend, Ryan Cam. How are you, my friend?
Oh boy, I'm gonna be that guy, aren't I? Jeez.
Hey man, it's one of those things. If the world agreed on everything, everything would be all roses and peachy, right?
But I am really happy to be here. I've had a weird couple days with computer problems and running 5Ks and just it's like the agony and the ecstasy with me. But I am so happy to be here doing this, and I don't think anyone's gonna like me on this one, but I strive forth into the breach once again, my friends.
Hey, no worries, man. A difference of opinion never killed anybody, as long as it's respectful and thoughtful. And I don't know if you could put out the fire me and Dives are gonna be spewing onto the radio waves right now, but
I'm telling you right now, Lo, I have a lot to talk about tonight.
What century am I in? With that being said, guys, episode 5. Ryan, do you have the title card for today? It was something about the desert and a stranger.
Yep. Go ahead, Brian.
From the desert, a stranger appears, I believe.
From the desert, a stranger appears, and I'll be honest. The introduction of this episode threw me for a loop because I was like, oh, hey, I like that guy. That's the stranger. Oh, my friends, he was not the stranger. With that being said, it's so hard to not be hyperbolic with not just this episode, but going back to last week. Like, I was on a high from last week's episode. And admittedly, look, I'm going to go back to the food here. Okay, guys, look. So the Book of Boba Fett is like a cheeseburger and fries. It's great. It tastes good. It's yummy. But the Mando and Luke and Ahsoka and Cad Bane is a beautiful steak on the side. Is it the entree we asked for and we need? No, but it's freaking delicious. Give me all the steak. Give me all the potatoes. And when I say steak, I'm talking about Luke Skywalker and Grogu and Ahsoka. And you know, whether this is a detriment to the show that is Boba Fett, I think this is a conversation that will go in length about pretty much almost this whole episode, I believe. But just quick thoughts on my end. I was overjoyed. Again, it's just giving me things that I've always wanted to see, regardless of the show's title. I think perhaps the title of the show is maybe a mistake. Maybe they should have went with like Star Wars Legacy or something. I don't know, like something to just keep this more fluid than, hey, this is a Boba Fett show. But with that being said, I'm gonna throw this down to Ryan. Let's kind of mix up our opinions here. I know it seems like you weren't fond of this one, Ryan. Give us your first impressions.
So I purposely wore this shirt tonight because it's a comfortable shirt, but also to make a point. This dude on my chest right now will be on screen longer than Boba Fett was on screen in this episode of his own very own show. Let that sink in. Now, I am not made of stone. The surprise appearance. I don't know if we're spoiling it just yet, but I'll just say the surprise appearance made me very, very happy. As someone who grew up watching the Clone Wars, I was overjoyed. I was overjoyed, just like you, Lo. However, the first half of this episode, I was just sitting there like, you might as well just rename the show The Book of Everyone Else But Boba Fett. Like, he literally has one scene, and he doesn't even say a word. He just looks at Din and is like, nice to see you. It's like, that's it. I've taken trips to the bathroom that are longer than his appearance in this episode.
In his defense, he did say something. He said something about the plan. Something Boba Fett.
That is that actually did happen. Thank you. But I don't know. It just feels like, once again, it's like false advertising. If you're going to make a Boba Fett show, make a Boba Fett show. It feels like about halfway through the show, the writers were like, oh crap, we don't know what to do. So it's like, throw Mando in there, throw Grogu in there, throw weird-faced Luke in there, throw Ahsoka in there, and yeah, let's see if I almost spoil it, but that dude is free. It just feels like fan service, and it just feels like the thing that I'm just not really fond of with what they're doing now. It's like references, like throw Star Wars at the screen. People will pay it, right?
Not like that at all.
Well, I don't know. It's like high highs and like low lows, and it's a mixed bag. It just really is. I'm not made of stone. I get why people like it. When I'm tuning into a Book of Boba Fett show, I want Boba Fett. I don't want all these side players. It just feels like they got bored with him. It's like, you go over there. We're playing with these people now.
So, Dibs, I'm gonna give you the floor, but really quick, Ryan. Let me ask you something, because I was thinking about this as I was watching it. Would you have felt better if we got what we got with Boba, and then that when the Mando episode came, the title card just changed? Like, would that have made you feel better? Like, oh, this is actually Star Wars Legacy of whatever.
Like in the Bad Batch.
Like, would that have made you feel better?
I think so, yes. I mean, as someone who has dipped his toe in the marketing side of things, it just feels like you're leading someone to the water, and when they look in the water, it turns out to be prune juice. I just don't see what they were doing here. And
I would call that wine, but sure.
and I, of course, will leave myself the benefit of the doubt. We have one episode left. It's looking to be fantastic, and if it is, I will happily eat my words and say that I was wrong. And in terms of the big spoiler, the big reveal, I was so happy to be wrong about that, because in my predictions, I was like, nope, I guess he's not coming. I am so happy to be wrong about that. That's all I will say. But if I have to be that one dude who is like, yeah, it wasn't for me, then I will happily take it.
Hey, well said, Ryan. Give me the wine. I'll take the wine. Dibs, keep this energy going. I know you enjoyed this, and you have a lot to say, so go for it, man.
I need like 10 minutes. First, the comments. We have Darth Pooh in the house saying this was a Dave Filoni sandwich. Wesley is in the house saying, hey guys, at work, we'll watch this first thing. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Wesley.
We have Kurt in the house saying Book of Boba Fett should be viewed as Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, or maybe the Book of 1,000 setups. Skywalker should only be used as a plot device. Amanda is in the house. Candid Cinema is in the house. I really want to copy a spinoff. We're going to get to that.
Well,
hold on. Kurt says Boba Fett not being in the show should not be a reason to hate it. You're hung up on the name of the show, missing amazing storytelling. Kurt thinks they always had this planned out. Here we go. Should I start with my Doe impressions or respond to Ryan? Because I have a lot to talk about tonight. A lot.
Well, how about both? We got time.
All right. I'm going to go with my general impressions. This episode was such a freaking love letter to the Clone Wars fans, and I am here all for it. I'm really happy that you saw the Clone Wars, Ryan, because we're going to be digging deep into that tonight. As a huge Ahsoka Tano fan, is the fact that Ahsoka Tano wasn't even the best part of this episode is just an immense accomplishment in itself. Everyone here knows how big of an Ahsoka fan I am. But Cad freaking Bane, man, seeing Cad Bane live action was such an incredible feeling. It quite simply took my breath away. There were so many amazing little moments in this episode. Hearing Ahsoka tell Luke to his face, so much like his father, may have been the most emotional Star Wars moment I've had since the Clone Wars. This was an episode where I just couldn't stop smiling for literally 45 straight minutes. The whole thing felt like an episode of the Clone Wars, but with the original trilogy, with the prequel trilogy, all combined. We even got a flashback to Order 66, man. This truly felt like Dave Filoni was flexing for one episode, man. Best episode of the season, no question about it. All I gotta say is Grogu better get the fuck out of that temple once Ben shows up, because you know that shit's going down. But in Dave Filoni we trust. This was just an unbelievable Star Wars event. This was a Star Wars event, top to bottom. And I'm just getting sick and tired of a lot of people are just killing this show. We are in the presence of some of the best Star Wars content we have seen, period. And people are killing a goddamn show because of its title. Because of its title. All right, I'm really happy that people that got to see like him survive the pit there and stuff. But like, come on, guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, I think everyone is just getting too caught up with the title of the show, and it's just like you look back at Dave Filoni. You look at Dave Filoni. This is his show now. What we are watching, what we are witnessing is the foundation of some crossover events. We're looking at Dave Filoni live action Star Wars cinema. What did we see with the Clone Wars? What did we see with Star Wars Rebels? These are all just different titles with reoccurring characters in one story arc. This is what we're seeing. This was the aha moment for me when I was like, oh shit, we're actually getting a live action Clone Wars like we've always asked for, Loretto. We're getting a live action Star Wars Rebels like we always asked for. I get it, Ryan. Like, I was pissed off when we got the Martez sisters and we were going nowhere with the Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars season 8. We only had 20 episodes. What are we gonna do in 4 episodes? I remember like people getting upset about it. I remember me being upset about it. Blah blah blah. Dave Filoni, we trust. At the end of the day, it circles back and it's amazing character development. It's amazing character arcs. This isn't the end of Boba Fett. If anything you're learning right now is that you're seeing Boba Fett set up for season 3 of The Mandalorian. You're seeing Luke Skywalker set up for the Ahsoka Tano series. So if you're upset that you're not getting enough Boba, I hear that. But my goodness, man, the moments in this episode, we even got amazing Jedi moments where you have Grogu sitting there deciding between the Jedi or does he go back to his father? And then you have the whole dynamic with Luke and his father. It was amazing, amazing content that I think we're going to see moving forward. Dave Filoni is the executive creative officer or something for LucasArts now moving forward. This is what we're getting. And if this is what we're getting moving forward, man, this is literally the high point of Star Wars probably in my life right now. I think we are seeing the foundation of something that is going to be so incredibly special for so many of us. I have been banging the wall for Star Wars Rebels to get on the live action screen. We're getting that, man. We're getting it. And I don't understand the slack because of a goddamn title. I can't handle it. I just can't handle it. Like, these last 2 episodes have been absolutely top to bottom, amazing Star Wars content. And I don't think because Boba has this much screen time, Boba Fett, we're getting upset over Boba Fett when we're getting Ahsoka and Luke and like Grogu's confirmed, 100% confirmed moving forward. That's going to be really exciting. There are so many exciting and promising things happening in Star Wars verse that we're getting a little overblown about a stupid title. That's it.
Hey, man. Hell yes, in Dave Filoni we trust. So with that being said, let's just go into some of our favorite moments. I particularly want to highlight, you actually just brought it up, Dibes. Have you guys seen Lone Wolf and Cub? Or I believe it's the American version is Shogun Assassin. It's the film that BB wants to watch at the end of Kill Bill Volume 2. And if we have any Wu-Tang Clan fans in the house, What up? Um, a lot of audio gets pulled from that film, and especially Giz's solo album. We hear the father with he's a Shogun warrior. He's looking at his baby, and he's like, "You don't understand my words, but you must choose." And he gives him the ball or the sword. And it's like, if you choose the ball, you can go stay with your mother and play. But if you choose the sword, you're coming with me and you're gonna learn the way of the warrior, and you might perish. And the parallel of Lone Wolf and Cub and this episode shook me to the core, man. It was such a good moment. I love that was kind of like our ending point of that part of the episode. And lastly, I mean, I don't want to take this from you, Dibes, but I almost teared up when Ahsoka said, "You remind me of your father."
Wasn't that amazing?
Oh my god.
Dude, no. Oh, sorry. Real quick. I love how they just rushed into it because they clearly have met before. But like in my head, I'm like, oh my god, could you imagine in the Ahsoka Tano series, we're gonna get a freaking flashback of them having dinner, breaking bread, and talking about Anakin? I will lose my fucking shit if that happens, man. I love it. Love it.
Yeah,
love it,
no,
love it.
and Rosario Dawson did such a wonderful job. Just the way she's gazing at him, the way she walks, the way she moves. She's just captured the spirit of Ahsoka Tano, and as being such a huge fan, that's honestly like those moments are just huge for me, and I loved every second of this episode. Ryan, shoot us some positivity, man. What was some moments that you enjoyed from this episode?
Well, probably the predictable ones. The Cad Bane reveal was particularly excellent. I saw some still photos like after the fact. Like I was on my lunch break and I was looking at like a comparison between animated and the live action. It's like they nailed it. It's perfect. Like the tubes in his cheeks, the nose, the eyes, the hat. You could not have asked for a better design for Cad Bane in this show. Whoever designed him deserves a raise like 5 times over. Like they did it wonderfully. And just his reveal of just him versus Cobb Vanth versus the new guy. I'm just going to call him the new guy. And then just like dealing it and then just saying, this belongs to the Pikes. You know, like, all right, I'm here for this mystery. And it all takes place in the realm of Tatooine, where we have been, which is what I thought I was promised, but it was not. But I'll die on that hill.
I just want to say what's up, Tyler. I also enjoyed that. Tyler says he liked when Luke used the Force to help Grogu walk with him.
It was adorable.
Just adorable. And like just calling back to Empire with Grogu on his back, running through the forest, doing his flips. Like I almost cried again. I felt like a kid again. And I think, like, to your point, Dibes, like, forget the hoopla and the expectations. Like, just enjoy the moment, right? And for me, this is what I'm talking about. Like, that's the steak. Like, give me the steak. I know you offered me a burger, but I'll take the steak. Like, just, nom, 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 nom. All right, Dives, hit us with your favorite moments, man.
Oh, it was Cad Bane. That moment at like 5 a.m., I'm watching this on my TV screen. My daughter's sleeping in her bedroom upstairs. My dog is sitting right next to me. And as soon as you saw that freaking silhouette, I knew who that was. As soon as I saw that, you just saw him like in the desert, in the distance, man, I completely lost it. I started pacing. My dog was like, what's this guy doing? And started barking at me. My wife starts yelling like, you're going to wake up Eva. Like it was absolute anarchy. And I couldn't stop myself. It didn't stop. My daughter woke up. My dog was barking. It was one of my favorite moments ever as a huge Clone Wars fan. In the little bit he was in the Bad Batch, it was epic, man. As intimidating as ever, Cad Bane was terrific. That standoff with him and Raylan Givens was some of the best Star Wars content. I love how Cobb Vanth in this show was terrific in this episode. Absolutely terrific. He was full Raylan Givens in space. That low key, I think Loretto knows. I don't know if Ryan knows, but that's literally like a top 5
Justified.
show. Mm-hmm. Justified is the top 5 show for me. I absolutely love that show, and I heard those rumors that they're bringing it back. And if this is any like appetizer for that, Raylan Givens was in full force, man. But Cad Bane, that standoff with him and Cad Bane was just riveting, just absolutely riveting. Cad Bane was scary, man. He was legit scary when he showed the eyes and the teeth and dude, that was intimidating as ever, man. That was absolutely crushed. There's a lot of good moments. Ahsoka, when she literally says to Din, "There's no place more safe in the galaxy than here with Master Luke." I was like, I don't know about that one.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, in about 30 years or something, right? No.
Yeah, just watching Ahsoka with Luke, like, I never occurred to me before until now that like Ahsoka's almost like Luke's older sister in all the ways that count, and that was a really cool dynamic that I did not expect. I absolutely did not expect to feel that level of emotion. I thought the CGI on Luke Skywalker was absolutely terrific. I did have a problem with Luke though. Loretto knows, like, my favorite parts about the Jedi and the Sith is that gray area, which we've seen a lot of with Star Wars, is that like what makes a Jedi, what makes a Sith, and everything in between. I thought there was a really interesting moment here when Ahsoka's talking to Luke about getting him off of that whole like no emotional attachment thing with the Jedi. Like, that would have been a perfect moment for Ahsoka Tano to be like, let's cut this shit. Luke, you've been through the ringer. Like, you have seen it all. You are still like, oh, it's the Sith that deal with absolutes, not Jedi. You were trying to make Grogu pick one or the other. Like, that would have been a really neat moment. Maybe it happens in the finale of like Luke going, "You're right, Ahsoka." Like that would have been a cool moment of wisdom for Ahsoka to like lay it down for Luke Skywalker. But Luke was awesome, man. I think, like Luke using the Force to help Grogu keep up with him, Tyler. That just made my heart drop. That was awesome stuff. But those are some of my favorite moments. There's a lot of them, but for me, Cad Bane takes the cake. Cad Bane was everything I ever dreamed about. And I have a lot of predictions, and I have a lot of things to talk about moving forward.
So Darth Pooh here says they brought back Corey Burton. See, it's the fine details, man. And what's funny is you called your shot like 5 episodes ago. You're like, Dave Filoni's directing this one. We might see Cad Bane, and we've been wavering each week. Like, is he coming? Is he not coming? But you nailed it, man. And just to not beat a dead horse, but that initial standoff when they kind of face off. Have you guys seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
I was just about to say, like he was giving off serious Angel Eyes energy right there. Like,
it was beautiful. And then also because that dumbass deputy, he was kind of like, what's his name in the movie? Tuco, right? Tuco?
Yeah, Tuco.
And he was just kind of like, oh, what am I gonna do here? And just the tension, the hands, the eyes. It's just a perfect Western setup. And God, what an entrance! I was so sad. Do we think Cobb is dead? Is he dead?
No, he's alive. He's straight alive.
Okay. Because my heart broke. I was like, dude, I love this guy. Like, no, but we all.
No, he got shot in the shoulder, and you saw then Cad Bane go for the kill shot with the deputy. I think Cad Bane purposefully kept Cobb Vanth alive just to let everybody know in that village that the Pikes are coming and they mean business.
Right. No, that was a message for sure. I gotta rewatch it. I was just so excited. I didn't even see where he got shot. But with that being said, guys, Ryan, hit us with your score. Any final thoughts on this episode? I know wasn't exactly your cup of tea, man. But how were you grading this episode?
Well, one more thing. It's not gonna happen, but I would love if Cad said something along the lines of, there are 2 types of people in this world, those with loaded guns and those who dig. It definitely will not happen, but I would love if some variation of that were to happen. Again, won't happen, but it would.
And also, nice. I was actually missing the straw. I wish he had it. I wish he had the straw in the teeth, man.
And BD1 would have been cool because they kind of hinted at it in the previous episode. Like, I would love to see maybe, we've seen Din, father a young Grogu before. Maybe BD1 could fit in that little cockpit down the line. Like, I love BD1. Not BD1, Toto or something like that. For Cad Bane. I forget. I'm sorry, I screwed that up.
You're good. But yeah, hit us with your score, Ryan. Any final thoughts on the episode?
So I was going for a 5 because it was literally a half and half episode. The first half was just speed it up, come on. And then the last half was just awesome. But I'm going to be generous. I'm going 6.5. The Cad Bane carried it over the top for me. That made me happy. That made me very satisfied. So I'm looking forward to the last episode. See what happens.
11 out of 10.
Vibes. How about you, man? Your score?
11
Your
out. I have never given an episode or a movie an 11 out of 10, but I'm doing it. This is pure perfection. I disagree. I don't think this was fan service. Yeah, there's fan service, but I think this is setting up. Again, this is what these Disney Plus shows are. The Star Wars shows, the MCU shows on Disney Plus. It's to set up the bigger projects, the films, the bigger shows like The Mandalorian. That's what these things are, like the Young Avengers. That's what we're seeing. So you just have to expect that. The fact that we're seeing Dave Filoni put his imprint into these live action shows is amazing, man. In Dave Filoni, we trust. This is an 11 out of 10. I've never been that excited about Star Wars content probably since the Ahsoka episode in The Mandalorian, and going back then to the final 4 episodes of the Clone Wars. That's really what it. Oh no, the last episode with Luke Skywalker was bananas.
I was gonna say, man, you were in tears.
Yeah, I was crying. Some random things that I think about this episode. I found it funny how the Jawas found that like crate dragon skull and put it on top of the crawler. Like, I think they deserve a lot of props for. I don't know how they got it on top of that crawler. They deserve a lot of respect for being able to do that. Again, the Jedi rules are dumb, man. You look at the Jedi rules, you look at the Mandalorian rules. Like, these guys need to loosen up. You look at the Mithril, the Beskar Mithril. I nailed that. Did I not say that on the last episode?
You did.
What would that be? I freaking called that one. That was pretty cool. I just don't like the idea of Luke making Grogu choose, man. Like I said before, like only the Sith deal in absolutes. Given Luke's history, that makes no sense. And the other question I had was, who was the people that saved Grogu from the clones in that Order 66 flashback? There's a lot of meat on this potato, and I want to know more. And we're going to know more. Unfortunately, it's not probably going to happen in the finale. We're just seeing the foundation of so many weaving storylines for this finale that aren't clearly going to be addressed. Because there's unless this finale is like 5 hours long, it ain't going to happen. For me, 11 out of 10, though, just goosebumps. Absolute goosebumps. I'm going to watch this episode probably about 10 to 15 times over the next week. That's how good this was.
Epic. No, same, man. I'm probably gonna watch both episodes back to back again. 11 out of 10 from Dives. That is rare. I think that if Cobra Kai taught us anything, I think, like, I wouldn't go as far to say absolutes aren't good, but I think it's good to be fluid and to have a little bit of both. Have a little bit of Eagle Fang and a little bit of Miyagi-Do. Have a little bit of Mando and a little bit of the Jedi. I think that could make Grogu a much better warrior in the future, but only time will tell until next week.
Maybe that's what it is, like the beginning of the end. Like the fact that Luke is just recycling through the mistakes of the Jedi in the past. Maybe that's part of it.
And interesting enough, too, is it links to The Last Jedi perfectly, in my opinion, because he doesn't really learn that until he sees Yoda and the burning Jedi texts, the sacred Jedi texts. So I was overjoyed. I mean, I can't overstate that enough. Smiling from ear to ear the whole time. Ahsoka and Luke almost brought me to a tear. It just warmed my heart. I don't care about what the hell the show is called. Like, I'm right there with you, Dives. I was just in the moment, and I never thought in my life I'd see a baby little Yoda on Luke Skywalker's back in his freaking Return of the Jedi.
Oh, how good was that?
Black fit. Like, never in my life would I imagine. And then to take that a step further, not that I didn't expect a live action Cad Bane, but holy moly, like, it's just the possibilities with Dave Filoni leading the way. He's got this energy and this passion for Star Wars that I'm sure George had, and I'm sure George sees it. I don't know if he sees a kindred spirit in Dave Filoni, but Dave Filoni is a freaking maestro, and he is strumming this orchestra to a fine tune right now. So I'm gonna match you. I will give it an 11 as well. 11 out of 10, baby. All my knobs on my amp go up to 11. Shout out Spinal Tap. So with that being said, guys, let's kind of look ahead a little bit. We're going a little long here, but that's okay because we have a lot to talk about. Ryan, what do you think? How do you think the finale is going to play out? Do you think they have any more surprises at this point? I mean, like, what could they possibly pull out of their hat apart from like a Han Solo appearance or something like that? What you got for us, Ryan?
You know, I was actually discussing with a friend of mine earlier. There's a rumor that Han might be showing up, and I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll
100%.
believe it when I see it. But if he does show up, then I will officially lose my mind. Like my mind will go to the upper room. Like it officially will.
The upper room.
Yeah.
Shout out to Life, Eddie Murphy, and Martin Lawrence. Oh man, we're just coming rapid fire with the references today. Tyler down below gives the episode 5 CGI Luke faces out of 5, and I also want to say he looked much better than he did last season. So you're the maestro, Dibes. You are the theories chief of this group here. You called 3 or 4 different shots within this series.
Yeah.
What you got for us next week?
Yeah, so I think it's a pretty good bet that Grogu walks away from Luke, and Luke is totally okay with it, given how valuable his love for his father was. I think that's a really strong bet. Plus, I always thought that like Ben was Luke's first apprentice, so that whole thing was confusing to me. So I think all signs point to Grogu, rejoining Din in the very near future, season 3. Just like I said last week, just like you said, Ryan, I think Han and Kira at the Jedi Temple is totally in play here. Maybe even a post-credit scene. We'll see like Han like with Ben down there. What is that called? Like deep face or deep fake? What is that like? Deep fake. That's good shit, man. That's really cool. Yeah, Tyler nailed it. Like Boba riding the Rancor is definitely going to be jaw dropping for sure. Here's how I want things to play out. This might not be like what happens, but in my brain, how I would like the finale to go down. I expect Fennec, just like I said in the past, to be the one sitting on the throne by the end of this season. I think people wanting to see Cad Bane versus Boba in the finale might be a little upset. I'm sorry, guys. I think this is Crimson Dawn's finale. I think the arrival of Crimson Dawn in this finale is going to be center stage. I think we're going to see a lot of Emilia Clarke in this finale for sure. That's the last cameo for sure. And I think there's a really good chance that we learn that Cad Bane is the one who killed the Tusken Raiders. I think that is a strong chance here, just to kind of rekindle that dynamic between Boba and Cad Bane for me. And I really think that Cad is actually being set up for the big bad in season 3 of The Mandalorian, chasing around Din and Grogu. And then probably what has to happen is Boba and Din have to team up to take down Cad because he's so badass. That would be a really, really cool moment for me. So that's how I see things playing out. Obviously, it's not going to wrap up all these storylines, all these amazing characters going in and out of this show. So what I want is more Cad Bane being further fleshed out. I want more Cad Bane. I want more Cad Bane, and I want more Cad Bane. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think Crimson Dawn makes a legit stand here. The Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Boba, all that kind of stuff. I don't think this is going to end like we think it's going to end. I think if you're looking for closure, like this is book 1. This is like chapter 1 of this story. I think season 3 of The Mandalorian is just going to continue on from here after next week.
Hey, well said, man. I'm not very good at this, but I'm gonna call my shot here.
Yeah.
I think some Tuskens survived. I think we're gonna get some Tuskens riding into battle, maybe on a speeder like a bantha.
That'll be a nice tie-in to episode 2.
So I just had to. I love that scene. Like, right. I also think that kind of the way that no.
We lost Low. I think there's a garage door opening at some point. If we do this live, this is what happens when you go live.
In the words of Jim Ross, we're live, pal.
Yeah, so I'm so excited for this finale, man. I think it's going to be everything we ever dreamed about, and I get it, Ryan. Like, it's disjointed. The show is misleading, but at the end of the day, I'm a bigger Star Wars fan than I am a Boba Fett fan, and we're getting promising content from here on. It is just amazing feeling.
And I guess I should say that I'm not trying to troll. I'm not trying to be like one of those who is like, you're a bad fan for liking this. Like, no, I'm not trying to be one of those. I'm not trying
Darth is quick to bury me, I swear. Any chance he gets.
I'm not one of
no, the meatloaf!
I'm not one of those people. This is what I genuinely feel.
He read my mind. What was that? Oh, was that not Old School? Wedding Crashers, right? Anyways, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, predictions, right? Okay, so much like the post-credit for Mando teased the Book of Boba Fett, I think we're either gonna get maybe an Ahsoka tease or an Obi-Wan series tease. But to be honest, I think the low-hanging fruit here is maybe a Sabine reveal. Oh my god! If that's like the post-credit, and then Ahsoka and Sabine see each other on screen. Whoo! Just take me away, and Dave Filoni just knows how to just get us right in the heart, and I think that would just be brilliant. We'll see though. I'm calling my shot on the Tuscans coming back, and hopefully a good post-credit teaser for us.
That's what I want, Lo. I would prefer, because I'm like, Ahsoka's here, the Obi-Wan show is here. The search for Ezra, Thrawn, live action Thrawn. We're getting one of the best villains in Star Wars history on a live action small screen. That is going to be just a Star Wars event, man. I would much rather prefer the Ahsoka Sabine tease, or maybe an Ezra. That maybe like Ahsoka finds Ezra and like somehow, I don't know, and she finds out his location. It'd be so good, man. So good.
With that being said, I think we've just about hit everything with this monumentous occasion. We called it, Dives. This has been an event. I've been ecstatic this whole day, like kind of just chomping at the bit to talk about this. But that about wraps it up for us. Ryan, let people know where they could find you. What you got going on, man?
People can go yell at me on social media about my bad takes. Over on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at RyanCam20. Then there is, of course, my YouTube channel, which is just called Ryan Cam. I hit 200 subscribers. Yay. It's an amazing feeling. And it's all gas, no brakes, on my way to 300. I'm going to get all the Spartans. And because of computer problems, I've had a bit of a delay in the upload schedule, but Life in the Movies podcast episode 5 just dropped today. I'm going to be uploading some Twilight Zone content, some Fargo reactions, and then, of course, Jackass Forever and newer stuff. And then I'll be doing a bit of a deep dive into Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is a movie that I love and everybody else loves, but strangely, people don't talk about it anymore. And I hope to change that.
Hey, that is awesome, man. If you need a guest on that one, man, you have my sword.
I'll DM you. Let's talk.
Mr. Crockpot from Philadelphia. Well, what you got going on, man?
Oh, man, we've got our movie trivia on Friday night, which is rom-coms. It is officially February. There's love in the air. It is Valentine's month. So we are breaking down everything rom-com, romantic comedy. So we're starting it off with our rom-com movie trivia night next Friday. We've got the champion. There he is. Of our last trivia show. Then we're getting ready. Of course, we have our finale review of Boba Fett next week. And then we have a rom-com versus, which I believe is When Harry Met Sally versus Sleepless in Seattle. And I've never seen either of those. So I'm really excited to watch those two.
If Amanda's still in the chat, I'm coming for you!
So yeah, we've got Loretto for trivia. We've got Loretto, Ryan, we've got Matt, Amanda and Alyssa from Mainly Movies joining.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. And then we've got, of course, rom-com movie draft, which will be going down in a week from Saturday, I believe. Correct? Yes, a week from Saturday. So 10 teams, rom-com movie draft. I love rom-coms. You know, they hold a soft, special place in my heart. And we've never done it before. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Like we've done we've done so many comic book movie drafts. We've done so many action and adventure and sci-fi, and they all kind of lump together, right? I think rom-com is the one true genre we haven't touched yet, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, no, and it's going to be really interesting, like especially with some of the more older classics, how that's going to play out. Especially and it's going to be a big field of, you know, who's going to take this one. I think it's open, wide open.
Me too.
So with that being said, we also have a Jackass Forever review, I believe, coming sometime soon this week. So you can follow Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Marcellus Durden or Letterboxd. And for Ryan, for Dibes, we'll catch you guys next week for the Book of Boba Fett finale. Thanks for watching, everybody.